Hello viewers. Today we are going to study about educational research. The points which we will cover in today's lecture are Introduction to Educational Research, Definition, Characteristics, and in the steps of educational research, today we'll be studying the first and most important step, which is called identifying the problem. This will be the part 1 of the lecture. Rest of the steps will be discussed in further lectures. Let's start with the question, what is educational research? Educational research is a systematic, stepwise process used to study problems in education. It aims to find solutions using existing knowledge, new information, observation, and logical decision making. It uses measurable and verifiable data, such as surveys, interviews, tests, and schedules, etc. Always remember, research must be logical and evidence-based. Assumptions without evidence are not accepted in research. According to John W. Creswell, educational research is a systematic process of collecting, analyzing, and interpreting data to increase understanding of educational phenomena and improve educational practice. Characteristics of educational research. Educational research should be systematic and structured, following an organized and step-by-step process. It should be problem-focused, beginning with a clearly defined educational problem. It should be objective and reflective, minimizing bias and ensuring fairness and credibility. It should be logical and analytical, using statistical analysis, thematic interpretations, and avoiding random opinions. It uses mixed methods: quantitative, which involves numerical data; qualitative, which involves interviews, ethnography, sociometry, etc. Research should always be ethical, maintaining confidentiality and following research ethics. It should be verifiable, such that the findings can be tested and repeated by others. Steps of educational research. Research is an organized process which proceeds in systematic steps. The first and most important step is identifying a problem. It begins with recognizing an educational issue broadly. Now, there are various sources from where research problem can be sorted. They might be personal experiences, classroom observations, gaps in previous studies, contradictions in research findings, educational policies or theories which need to be pondered upon, or professional challenges. Research as a process begins broadly by identifying a broad issue, then narrowing it down to a specific problem. Remember, the problem should be clear and researchable. Now, after the problem has been sorted, an in-depth study of the related literature becomes mandatory. This study will help the researcher to find the research gaps. After finding the gaps in the research already done by others, the researcher should formulate a clear problem statement. After the formulation of the statement, it is very important for the researcher to justify the problem. He should be able to answer the questions like why the problem is important, who will benefit from this research, what impact will it have on the society and people, how will it improve education and society. To sum up, a good educational research problem should be very clear and specific, relate to existing literature, should be researchable and feasible in terms of time and resources, and should contribute to improving educational practices. In the next part, we'll discuss about the next two important steps of research, which are review of literature and selecting an appropriate approach and method for your research work. Thank you for watching. Thank you.